research question was, how does Sprite's citric acid compare to the concentration of knockoffs? And our hypothesis was, if NaOH is added to the knockoff sodas, then it will be found that the knockoffs have a lower concentration of citric acid than Sprite.
The materials we used were a burette, beakers, graduated cylinders, 10 milliliters each of our different sodas, indicator, and 0.1 molar of sodium hydroxide. For our procedure, we filled the burette to 0 with 0.1 molar of sodium hydroxide, measured 10 milliliters of soda into a beaker, and added 4 drops of our indicator. Then we slowly added the sodium hydroxide to the soda while constantly swirling it. Once the solution stayed a light pink, we recorded the final volume of sodium hydroxide in the solution.
The independent variable was 10 milliliters each of our different types of lemon lime sodas. So Sprite, Twist Up, 7-Up, Doritos, and Sierra Mist. The dependent variable was the milliliters of sodium hydroxide used to balance the citric acid. The controls were the amount of soda used each time, amount of indicator used each time, and the same concentration of sodium hydroxide, which was 0.1 molar.
Here's the conclusion of the, thrilling story that you've had to watch. So in this experiment, the purpose was to find out how Sprite's citric acid compared with the concentration of other sodas that also contain citric acid. Our hypothesis was, if sodium hydroxide, NaOH, is added to other lemon lime sodas, then it will be found out that the knockoffs will have a lower concentration of the citric acid than Sprite. However, the data suggested that the hypothesis was in fact both wrong and right. Kind of stupid, I know, but that's how it is. We don't get to decide how science works. So 2 of the sodas, that was 7-Up and Jarritos, not Doritos, with Vin, actually have a higher concentration of citric acid than Sprite, but Sierra Mist had a lower concentration, which isn't surprising considering they suck. So Sprite's concentration of citric acid is around 0.224 concentration, while Jarritos was 3.16 and 7-Up's was 2.30. So 7-Up and Sprite are pretty similar, but 7-Up's slightly more acidic, and Sierra Mist's was 0.203, which is, as you know, less. An error that may have occurred during this whole process was that these are sodas, so they're carbonated, full of bubbles. When you open soda, and leave it out, it gets flatter and flatter because all the carbonation is, leaving. This would cause the acid to become a higher concentration and more dense. Yes, I know, I'll pet you. Crazy dog. Because since there's less air and, oxygen, CO2 in it, it's combining all the acids and making them closer, which increases the concentration. So that was one factor that could have caused it, because we saw a consistent rise in the amount of NaOH it takes, probably due to the fact that the soda was getting flatter and flatter. So to fix this, it would be helpful to have multiple bottles, so when you can use them as soon as they're open, as to, stop all of the decarbonation, I guess. I think that's about wraps it up. What do you think, Sammy? I'm glad she agrees. Thanks for watching.